It was, and very proud of him for bouncing back. Last night was rough. Was rough on everybody, and today we had a short meeting to turn the page and concentrate on these guys. Second night of back-to-backs, you never know what's going to happen exactly, but our ball movement was really good. Tyrese got us going with the threes, and Lloyd showed a film this afternoon about spacing and the importance of being spaced properly, and that when we do that, we're very, very difficult to guard. And those things triggered us, and the ball was going in. And it's obviously fun to watch when you're coaching the team making all the shots, but there was a spirit of unselfishness, which is really what Indiana's about.
That's what I was going to ask you. I think one of the most fun things to watch is how the bench reacts. I mean, you guys have built a culture of unselfishness over the last 4 years, haven't you?
We have, and when you're playing in Indiana, like they say, in 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana, and there's an expectation to play a certain way and have a certain standard. And one thing I was proud of tonight was that, the first half we got loose defensively, gave up 61, I think, whatever it was. Second half, we talked to our team about maintaining a standard, and then we gave up 27 and then 21. And, I understand it's a blowout and stuff like that, but guys maintained concentration, which was good.
You talked about how difficult the end of last night's game was, and you met with the team. But what was that day like for you guys as you prepared for this one?
Well, days after tough losses are always long. The good thing about back-to-backs is you get to go back at it, and so we needed this opportunity to get back on the court. And I just told the guys today that how much I cared for them, loved them, respected them as a group of special guys that have just shown super resilience. And what they did in the 8-day stretch prior to the Laker game was pretty remarkable. I mean, five wins in 8 days and all kinds of circumstances, and coming back from being behind in a lot of those games. So we need to get back on track. We did tonight. Proud of them.
Seemed like things kind of clicked over maybe late in that first quarter when you guys went a run. I think it was within 3, and then you guys, it was a 7-8 run, something like that. I mean, just where did you see kind of switch sort of flip at that point? It seemed like everything was going on.
Well, Tyrese was the change agent, early in the game, and he got going from there. He hit the first play we ran. He hit a 3, and then he gets that vibe going, and it gets our team juiced up. And it can be difficult when you're facing a guy making shots like that. I mean, we saw it with Luka last night. He made some hellacious shots. Tonight Ty was doing that against the Wizards, and that got the rest of the guys going.
Obviously, he was red hot in those first 10 after the break. Since he's come back from the injuries, cooled off from 3, seemed like he was close. Basically, seemed like he was just missing something. We're rattling out. I mean, just how did you see him just sort of maintain his confidence that they were going to go in at some point and obviously get them to fall tonight?
Well, he's had to work through a physical situation with his back. He's doing better each day. Fortunately tonight the minutes were very reasonable. I think he only played 24, and it's the time of year where you really got to watch the health of your team. The rhythm is an important thing, and we can't overcoach right now with X and O stuff. We got to really be tuned into the spirit and the vibe and what our standards are.
What did you like about what Jarace did? Obviously, he had some big shots as well, building off a little bit off of last night. What did you like what he was able to do?
Yeah, third consecutive game where he did a lot of very good things. Very solid. We had him guarding Jordan Poole at one point, and that's as hard a guard as there is in the league right now. The guy shoots 40-foot step-back jump shots, during the flow of the first quarter. He's a beast to guard, and so Walk guarded him. He played some 4, he played some 3, he guarded the 2 and the 1. And so that shows his versatility. And, we know he can make shots. We know he can make plays. And loved it when he attacked the rim hard a couple times.
First, obviously, he hit the 3 that broke the record. How cool was that, obviously, to see him get a shot in there and hit, again, a record-breaking 3?
Yeah, does he have family here or something? What was going on?
Everybody in the stand loves him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this is a kid that we thought was a top 14 player in the draft last year, and we got him at 35 or 36 or whatever it was. And so, he's a guy that's been ready, and Coincidentally, when we were in here last time, we had a bit of a time with these guys, and Furf went in the third quarter and played some important minutes, and I think it was a +4, and it's something that really helped ignite our comeback. So, he's had some good moments in here, and but he's much more than a depth guy that just gets in during garbage time. I mean, he's a guy who's going to be a hell of a player for the Pacers.
Your franchise never really embraced a full rebuild. You guys kind of try to retool on the fly and keep it going. And I just wonder, what's the challenge of that, and why do you think you guys continue to always operate that way?
Well, this was a full rebuild, really. I mean, the trade for Sabonis for Haliburton,
Right.
that triggered major changes. Not long after Malcolm Brogdon was traded, he was a centerpiece, and we went with a lot of younger guys, and so, but a rebuild can be accelerated a lot with a special player like Haliburton, and let's not forget that Haliburton was a guy that helped Buddy Hield have a couple of special years with us, and Haliburton is the reason that Pascal Siakam wanted to come to the Pacers and re-signed with us.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're talking about, a real face of the franchise. And then, and so, that kind of impetus makes a big difference.
Right. One guy can do that.
One guy can really make a difference, yes.
I mean, just watching and grow. I mean, everything's a learning, growing experience. So just being able to be in that game and during the tough stretches, see what I did wrong, and then just try to make an adjustment for the next game.
What was it like to be a part of this as far as the shooting was concerned? Obviously, I think you hit 4 out of 5. Just everybody was ripping. Just what was it like to kind of see that build?
I mean, it's always awesome when the work you put in shows. I mean, we're always in the gym, always getting up shots, always working on our game. So I feel like tonight was definitely a show of that.
Jarace, what was the team's mindset after last night? It was a tough loss, last-second loss, but you could come back 24 hours later and play. Was that an advantage for you guys?
Actually, yes. I feel like after a tough loss like that, just being able to get right back to it, not sit on it, not think about it. And, I mean, the only goal today was to get a win.
The one thing that I noticed, and I talked to Rick about this, is just how connected you guys are as a team. You guys all root and cheer for each other no matter what's happening, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's really like our team, our motto, our chemistry. We preach that each and every day. We're kind of like strength in numbers, our togetherness, the depth we have. So, I mean, it's really nice to guy up, and everybody always has to stay ready. And then since we know that, we always appreciate each other's success, so it's big time.
Considering that, I think Furphy hit the record-breaking 3. How cool was that?
That's fire. I mean, it just shows, like, little things like that. Seems little, but, I mean, it's just – due to Furf, I mean, if he wasn't cheering, if he wasn't laughing, if he wasn't standing up, maybe that shot doesn't go in. So it just gives credit to our mindset and just the philosophy of our team.
Yeah, man. We just shots were falling. There's just certain nights in the NBA when shots just seem to always go in. Everybody has a couple nights a year like that, and tonight was one of those nights for us. We just kept making the right play, kept making shots, and it was a lot of fun. Obviously, last night was a tough loss for us. Hate to see that happen, especially the way we were playing. But you just bounce back. A great part about the NBA, thank God we played the very next day. So you kind of get rid of that and take this, this feeling into OKC on Saturday.
7 threes, but you started off hot in that first quarter. Was that your mindset going in?
Nah, I was just taking what the defense is giving me. I got a clean look early. I went in and I just kind of played from there. Just trying to play the right way. That's what it's been about. Just trying to win games and do whatever's needed to win. And I think there was openings for me to be aggressive, and I was just trying to take advantage of those.
Last year you guys put up, I think, 150 plus 3 or 4 times, scored 157. Tonight, 162 with 27 threes and 48 assists. I think that says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. We're just a really connected group. It's cool to see our third group get in there and be ready to play because they work their asses off. And, in practices and stuff, they're our scout team. They do a good job of getting us ready. And we're coming into the playoffs here soon where, we're going to have some real practices to get ready for these, whatever our playoff matchup is. And our scout team is going to be important, to prepare us. So it's good to see those guys taking advantage of those minutes. And, I thought it was just a good showing from us top to bottom.
Also for you guys, for the starting group, you got to rest a little bit. It's sort of nice after playing 9 of 12 games in clutch situation to be able to sit there for a while, right?
Yeah, nice. Obviously, we want to be out there, but definitely nice to get some rest. It's cool to see, these other guys get some more minutes, Furphy and Q and, Tony, and just see these guys get out there and get more minutes and be able to show what they do is cool to see. So definitely enjoyed being able to sit the fourth. We'd love more games like that.
I guess finally you've got the best team in the league on Saturday at Oklahoma City, and if I look back at December, you guys had a real chance to beat them at home, didn't you?
Yeah. No, we're excited to get to compete against them. I think that's the great part about where we are right now. Is just every night you want to see where you stack up against the best, and that is the best team in the league, and they got us earlier in the year, and not just the best team in the league, they got the MVP of our league as well over there. So we look forward to playing against those guys and seeing where we stack up against them.
Obviously, since you come back from the injuries, and you obviously had huge assist numbers or whatever, but the three letters seemed like it hadn't been going down until tonight, and it seemed like it was close. Obviously, a lot of those getting good shots over the how did you kind of push through that, basically, and what just made it feel better?
Yeah, law of averages. I know my shot's going to fall. Last night, it's 1 for 9, and out of those 9 shots, I would say 8 of them were wide open. So just understanding, just keep working. Don't let one shot phase me, and just do what I do. And tonight you see the first one go in. I got a tech free throw early set. Kind of opened it up for me, and I made some ones that didn't even feel good. So I knew I was due for one, and law of averages will figure itself out. I've been a 40% 3-point shooter for the majority of my career, and I plan to stay that way. So just be ready to shoot and be ready to play.
How much of a difference maker for you is the first one? It seems like, you obviously have had good shooting nights when you haven't made the first one, but it seems like every time you get that, it makes a difference.
Yeah. I think Coach, we ran a play to get Pascal open post up, and they kind of, I set a good screen, and they kind of both left, and I got a wide open look. And, I think anytime anybody sees that first couple go in, you feel like you could have a night. And, like I said, I had a couple go early that felt awful leaving my hands, and that's when I knew, I had it going tonight. So felt good to see a couple go in, because last night I had a lot that felt really good and just didn't go in, So it's the law of averages. It'll always balance itself out.
They obviously kept it close until kind of maybe 3-4 minutes in the first quarter. It seemed like you guys just sort of hit it with an avalanche at that point.
Yeah.
What did you feel changed?
We tried to get some stops. I gave up a 3 to start the third, missed the free throw box out. Just made a couple of dumb mistakes. They had like 17 points in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. And coach called timeout and got on us just to meet our standard. It's not about this one game. We have a standard that we must meet, and I thought we did a better job of that defensively in the second half. And just had to figure out how to get stops at the right time.
You mentioned just the third unit, some of those guys getting in. Jarace had another big night, obviously 16, hits a bunch of threes. Just what was it like to see him build on what he did last night and have another.
Yeah, good to see him take advantage of his minutes. He had a great game last night, so just be ready when his number's called. And I think he's been making shots, playing well for us defensively, just doing all the right things. So I want to keep that going for him for sure.
Furf hit the three-pointer that was the record breaker. I saw you dying when you got called up and sent back down.
Yeah.
How cool is that to see?
Yeah, cool to see. Obviously, First fan base has become bigger than I ever could imagine. I told TJ I think he's replacing him as our great white hope. He's Indiana's great white hope now.
How did TJ take that?
I think TJ is taking that the right way. I think he's ready to just be a good player, and people expect him to do great things. I think Furf, he looks like he's like 14 or something, so I think that's why, people love him. But he's our new great white hope, so it's cool to see. And he's been, just keep working really hard. He's been playing in the G League a little bit, so he just stayed ready. And obviously cool to see him make that shot. That'll be a cool trivia question one day. Who made the record-breaking three? So cool to see.